renewing our strength. What a blessing the weather was last week on our first full week of leading somewhat physically restricted lives in terms of our boundaries. The sun shone and we had wonderfully clear blue skies, so let's thank God for his creation. Now, I took advantage of my one outing a day for exercise and walked along a country lane which isn't far from our back door. And on 3 occasions, I've seen some red kites circling the fields and climbing ever higher into the clear blue skies on the thermals. A search on the internet revealed the information that the red kite is a medium-large bird of prey, which also includes many other diurnal raptors, such as eagles, buzzards and harriers. Check out pictures if you don't know what they look like. At this point in our lives, when we feel we are having restrictions imposed, absolutely correctly to keep us all safe and the NHS from being overwhelmed, the sight of those birds climbing high into the sky was a real treat. Gravity meant nothing to them. With wings spread out, they wheeled and soared, and it felt like they were flying upwards towards heaven. As it said on the internet search, red kites are part of a family, including eagles. And in the majority of Anglican churches, the Bible is read from a lectern in the shape of an eagle. The eagle was chosen as a symbol to hold the Bible on its outstretched wings, as it was thought in days gone by that the eagle could fly high enough to reach heaven. And because it soars upwards, the eagle is often used as a symbol of Jesus' resurrection and ascension into heaven. As I was walking and thinking about the red kite rising upwards, I was reminded of the verses from Isaiah 40, verses 28 to 31. Don't you know, haven't you heard? The Lord is the everlasting God. He created all the worlds. He never grows tired or weary. No one understands his thoughts. He strengthens those who are weak and tired. Even those who are young grow tired. Young people can fall exhausted. But those who trust in the Lord for help will find their strength renewed. They will rise on wings like eagles. They will run and not get weary. They will walk and not grow weak. Isaiah is a book in 3 sections. Chapters 1 to 35 are prophetic, with a theme of condemnation. Chapters 36 to 39 are historic, and the theme is confiscation. Chapters 40 to 66 are messianic, and the theme is consolation. In these strange days, I think we all need consolation. It is worth reading the whole of Isaiah 40. It describes a God who is mighty and holy, but also a God who has created every one of the stars and knows them by name, and his power is so great, not one of them is missing. God knows each one of us by name too. It tells us that in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1. Do not be afraid. I will save you. I have called you by name. You are mine. So in these peculiar and unfamiliar days, when we feel fearful and perhaps alone, let us cry out to our unchanging and mighty God. Let us trust in the Lord for help and find our strength renewed so we can rise on wings like eagles. I'd like to finish by reading a favourite poem called High Flight, An Airman's Ecstasy by John Gillespie Magee Jr. He was an Englishman who enlisted illegally with the Royal Canadian Air Force. And High Flight was written on September the 3rd, 1941, when Magee flew a high-altitude test flight in a Spitfire. Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. hovering there. I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious burning blue, I've topped the wind-swept heights with easy grace, where never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent lifting mind I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God. Let's reach out with hearts, hands and voices to ask God for help, his love and care, and allow him to renew our strength so that we can rise on wings like eagles. Amen.